Welcome to this lesson where we're going to review simplifying expressions. We're going to first talk about coefficients. A coefficient represents the number connected to a variable, and it is placed before a variable and is considered a multiplier. This would be a good thing to write in your notes. 3x, the 3 is considered the coefficient. The x is that multiplier. So this expression really means 3 times x, but we don't ever see that symbol written. And it's also why we should start using a dot to represent multiplication so we don't get it confused when we use an x and we think this is a multiplication symbol as opposed to the variable x. If we had negative x, the coefficient would be -1. We always assume if we don't see a number up front, there's always something there. If it were 0, it wouldn't exist. So in this instance, -x, the coefficient would be -1. It's considered a multiplier, -1 times x. And lastly, we could have some y's involved. We really could have any letter of the alphabet involved, where the coefficient just represents the number in front of the variable. Now, when we talk about like terms, we talk about terms that have the same variable they're connected to, or they might be whole numbers without a variable. So the like terms in this slide would be all the terms with an x, we could circle. All the terms with a y, we might put a different shape to represent that they have a different coefficient. And the last one is the terms without a variable connected. Now, when we say we want to combine like terms, it just means we get to take all the coefficients, these numbers, and we combine them. So if we combine 6 minus 3, that'd be 3. Add it to 7, that's 10, plus 12, we get 22x. We can combine our y's, and that would be 33y. And if we added up all of their triangles, that would add up to 27. So if we had this all written in a row, our final expression would be 22x plus 33y plus 27. Let's look at an example. When it says to simplify, we just need to combine like terms. We need to look for the terms that have the same variable, such as the x's, and the terms that are whole numbers or constants. If we combine our x's, we've got 5x plus 9x. Think of it as our symbols using our circles and our triangles. If we combine those numbers, it's very important that when you put your symbol around, you include the sign that's in front. Because when we combine, we're combining the terms including, this is a -2. Well, rather than writing 4 plus -2, I'm just going to write it as 4 minus 2 because that's easier for my brain to comprehend as we go through our mental math. So we add our 5x and 9x, that leaves us with 14x. 4 minus 2 leaves us with 2. Let's go through this example quickly. If you want to pause the video and try it on your own, please do so. -x minus 7x plus 9x. If we combine all of those, I've got -8x plus 9x will leave me with 1x. 12 minus 13 would be -1, and a -1 plus 17 would leave me with a positive 16. Let's move on to when we need to use the distributive property. To distribute means I need to take the number, we have parentheses. We need to take this number and distribute it to both terms. So you might see something like this, meaning I have to multiply. Distribute means that we need to multiply. And I'm going to multiply 3 times 4x, and I'm also going to multiply the 3 times 5. We get 12x plus 15. Let's try one more. The number in front of this set of parentheses is 7. It's not as clear here because I have a negative, but remember we always think of this as -1. So for our first set of parentheses, I'm going to distribute the 7 to both terms. For the second set of parentheses, I'm going to distribute the negative 1 to both terms. This step that I'm writing in purple isn't always written, although you feel free to write it if it helps, as it helps you be reminded of how to distribute. So we need to do 7 times negative 2x, be negative 14x. We need to distribute the 7 to the 7, so we have 7 times 7 leaves us with 49. Now we need to distribute the negative 1. So negative 1 times negative x is a positive x. A negative 1 times a negative 12 is a positive 12. We go to combine our like terms, and we get negative 13x plus 51.